humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful, and we're beautiful, and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the Spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about. Donald Trump gave a speech to a joint session of Congress, and it was incredible. However, the aftermath of that, people are talking about, and with good reason. So let me just make my opinion on this crystal clear. In case there are people that don't understand my philosophy, what I'm about, what I believe in, I think this video will clear things up. I don't believe that Democrats are good-intentioned people that just, oh golly shucks, I happened upon this irredeemable, evil, despicable, just cruel position on a whole bunch of topics. No, I think these people are evil. And I think that you can see that by the way that their inner workings comes out when they feel comfortable around other people. Now, part of this is because I've known a lot of these people. I went to school with some of these people through most of my life. I used to live in California. I've been to UC Berkeley. I've been to UC Davis. I've visited Oakland, San Francisco. I've been in these meccas. I've been in these sort of areas. I understand the way that these people work, which is that everything is about perception until you get into a room with a group of people you think are like you, and then you speak mask off. Now, there are moments where you slip up and you say things in public or on TV, but these are usually reserved for parties and private moments when you feel comfortable. But let me just say, however bad you think Democrats are, however bad you think the media is, it's about 100 times worse. These people are absolute, irredeemable, soulless ghouls. And we're going to talk about that because the aftermath of the Trump speech, which overwhelmingly people loved, the American people loved it, the media hated it, the Democrats hated it. So basically, all of the most corrupt, crooked, anti-American people hated it, but the people that actually care about this country loved it. So, first and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I definitely recommend it because it'll notify you of my YouTube community tab. I'm currently running a poll. Would you like me to do a full reaction or a recap video to Trump's speech to Congress last night? Right now, there's 151 votes. It's pretty close, actually. It's 55 to 45. A full reaction is in the lead by 10 points. But if you go over there, if you subscribe, it'll notify you of things from time to time. If you're curious about why I posted this picture, because I took a screenshot of the event when I watched it last night, and this was one of the Democrats. I don't think there was any confusion, but yeah, I happened to take a screenshot of this person, and I asked the question, is this a Democrat politician or a Dragon Age Veilguard character? which is just great. But today we're going to be talking about a young individual that was honored last night at the speech, and this is J.D. Daniel. He was terminally ill. He had brain cancer. And this kid survived, and he wanted to be a police officer. That's his goal. That's his dream. So, first and foremost, what I'm about to show you is likely going to piss you off. It pissed me off. So, this kid is going through this difficult situation. He's fought like hell to beat cancer. He's fought to survive. And I, 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 I don't even know if I can articulate this. Let's just watch it.
But you too cocky. Let me show you on your phone. You about to go jail? What jail? What jail? 12. Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky. Let me show you on your phone. You about to go jail? What jail? What jail? Bitch ass back for real. Sir. Arrest her! Bitch ass back for real.
Gonna say things to get me in a little bit of trouble. No, I respond to this, and my response is what I stand by. I said animals. These are animals, and I don't care how many woke progressive retards take it the wrong way. You, when there's a kid and he's standing in front of you, and you're such a piece of detritus, low IQ, valueless garbage. You're basically a sack of meat. You're not even human at that point. You're trying to like twerk or lap dance on this kid. You're making fun of him. You're like, I can't even put myself in that position. You talk about empathizing with people and trying to like understand other people's point of view. There's no amount of socioeconomics in the world that justifies or explains something like that. That is, yeah, I don't want to get into an argument about DNA, but there is something about that. And don't get me wrong. I mean, of course, you can pull up white trash being filth, but there's just something visceral about that. Maybe it's just that it's visceral and I'm having a reaction to that, but there's just something so profoundly evil about this kid who fought through cancer, and he just wants to be he wants to be a hero like he watched on TV, watching GI Joe, and a bunch of adults, if you can call them adults, these hoes, these ratchet ass black skinks, are out there just trying to make this kid's life more difficult for no reason. For no reason. And so, yeah, it gets me a little irritated. This kid didn't deserve that. This kid that has to battle brain cancer at that age, can you imagine having to fight that at that age? And then you're like, my dream is to be a hero, like what you perceive as a hero. I want to be a cop to help people, and these absolute animals behave that way. It just, it makes me physically sick to my stomach. It really does. It's just, oof. But anyway, thankfully, we have a president who saw this and chose to bring this kid to the speech. And this kid was honored. I mean, he was literally honored. Not like it's an honor to be here, but no, literally, they made him an honorary member of the Secret Service, which was actually really cool and really heartwarming, and it was just like a really great moment. And you know, this kid hugged. It's like this kid hugged the. I mean, like look at his face when when he tells him. It's like we'll watch the video, but I got to show you.
Sir.
I just got to show you.
So President Trump decided to do this last night.
His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
It's like you get teary-eyed. It's like it's one of the most wholesome moments I can imagine. I find maybe it's just as the older I get, and it's not like I'm talking about exclusively young people here, but it seems like there's just a divide between myself and other people. Because the way that the media reacted to this, the way that the woman in the media reacted to this, I have nothing in common with that person at all. I don't respect that person. I'm trying to keep myself composed, but I want to let you know my frustration. I want to be honest with you. I find, and we're gonna watch it, but I find the response from the women in the media to be evil in a way that it's not like, oh, maybe that's kind of bad. No, it's like it's something ingrained into the soul that you can immediately tell when something is vile. And it affected me in a big way because I'm watching this kid and he's being celebrated, he's being honored. Like, you see his face. It's this wholesome moment. And like, he gets his face. Oh, don't look at that. Like, look at that. That is a tremendous moment. And you look at this guy's face, and it's like, obviously, this was a big moment for everyone. And just, I'm sorry to do this to you. But just listen to the way that these media outlets talk about this.
Man.
For the record, and this is disgusting, the president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who's thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that.
He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you
I've been doing this a long time, and it's very rare that I'm speechless. Because I've seen a lot. Oh, I've seen Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian run their mouth, go on ABC News. I've seen a lot of stuff. But when you're face to face with a cultist, an ideologue, somebody that is so ideologically possessed that they could see something like that, and they don't feel anything. There's nothing in their heart that makes them go, "Wow, that's really endearing." They have to turn it into a perverted moment where, oh, look at how bad Donald Trump is. I mean, this kid is like, what, 9? He's had to fight brain cancer. Like, bringing up somebody who's been through that and survived that and wants to be a cop and makes a spectacle out of celebrating this kid who was bullied by a bunch of brainless skanks, by a bunch of degenerate lowlives. And to see the media, and especially this person, to see her take that moment and twist it with her malice and her hate and her just demonic. It is demonic. This woman is possessed. I don't know what she's possessed by, but she's possessed by something. And it's evil, and it's toxic, and it's miasmic. And I want to talk about this stuff because my position on this is going to be different than Asmongold's. Asmongold reacts to this, and he's like, "Oh, that's just kind of funny." You know, it's like, "Oh man, these people are awful." But I think it's a step beyond that. I think it's a much bigger problem than a lot of people, including Asmongold, make it out to be. That you can have people, not just randoms on Twitter, but people who are in the media, who look at a situation like this, and their hatred of Trump and their hatred of decency and goodness is so profound that you look at the moment and you go, how can I make this hurt somebody else? How can I make this wholesome moment hurt Donald Trump? But this isn't even the worst of it. In fact, this is the amuse-bouche. This is the appetizer. What I'm about to show you is something that actually is far worse than this, and I want to prepare you for it. I don't do trigger warnings, but I want to give this the seriousness in which it's due. You have a woman in the media who says something so vulgar, so vile, so indefensible, that I think, in all honesty, I think this woman, I think that her reputation should be over. I think that it should be clear that every time you use this woman's face, I think it should become like a meme. I think this woman should become famous, or rather infamous, for this clip. Because this goes to another level beyond just this. And so without further ado, let me just play this for you.
Record, and this is disgusting. The president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had...
Yeah, pediatric cancer of the brain. At least that's what I heard, brain cancer.
Something to do with that.
He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people. But I think this...
That's nice. Okay. I hope the 13-year-old with brain cancer doesn't end up having to defend the Capitol and killing himself over having to That's insane. How do Americans call this journalism? It's a disgrace. Yeah, it's sick. It's weird. I
don't think weird is the right word. I think weird is, I mean, you could call it weird. I mean, it's abnormal. But I think this goes into another realm altogether. I don't even think that weird approaches this. If you... let me play that one more time. And I want to keep the context in mind. You see this moment. This kid has brain cancer. He survived it. He's being honored at this thing. He's being given an honorary Secret Service, membership. This kid's being honored. Your brain goes to, how can I make this hurt Trump? But also, let's bring up this kid potentially ending his life with like... it's a lot to process, at least for me. most of the time, and I'm sure most of you have figured this out, there's not a lot of things that affect me. No, in fact, most things don't affect me. I can speak of things pretty clearly, but when it comes to a kid who fought and overcame brain cancer, and then that kid wants to be a police officer and has to go through what he went through, being bullied and, twerked on by a bunch of, animals. For that kid to be honored by Trump, I'm like, that's a huge thing. We're going to make you a member of the Secret Service. That's incredible. Obviously he's not going to be an active duty Secret Service. It's a fun thing to make this kid's life just a little bit better. To make his life a little bit better. And this woman saw that, and it made her so angry that she went on national TV and said to the world, here's what I think about it. And what I think about it is I hope he doesn't kill himself.
With that, if he wants to be a cop, he knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people. But I think...
No, he could be one of the police officers that walked people around the Capitol. He could be one of the ones that let him in, that welcomed them in, gave him a tour. But the fact that your brain went to January 6th to try to hurt Trump, to use this to try to hurt Trump, hopefully this kid with brain cancer doesn't kill himself. I'm having to bite my tongue pretty hard because I don't... I genuinely, I don't believe in doing a Hassan. Basically, I don't believe in that sort of thought just being put out into the world. I don't believe that, because I do believe that, you have what goes around comes around, and you putting that energy into the world is bad. Which is why these videos help, because it allows me to have a moment of catharsis to vent my frustration in a healthy and productive way. But I marvel at the cruelty and the malice in which these people speak. And is it any wonder that they've helped to ruin and destroy their craft and their companies that they work with and all of this other stuff? Because when you're sitting on that much hate and bitterness and anger and resentment and demonic energy, it comes out in moments like this. And so, yeah, this kid's living his best life. Just saw a clip of him.
That's nice. Okay. I hope the 13-year-old weird, man.
What a good-looking family, huh?
There's one more thing I got for you, a big hug.
Okay, good.
I mean, this kid's living his best life. He's in the Oval Office of the United States. He's dressed up as a cop. I mean, it's like this kid's living his best life. He's hugging the President of the United States. And look at Donald Trump's, probably, I think Trump's a germaphobe, so I think he's probably like, I don't like this, but he doesn't.
Okay, good. That's very nice.
Look at the video, weird, man.
What a...
That's nice. Okay. I hope
he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
This woman's evil. These people are deranged. You don't hate them enough. Not anywhere near enough. You don't hate these people enough. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on this too much more. I've got so many other videos to do. It's crazy, but I did want to cover this because it did affect me in a way. I'll be fine in a little bit, Doesn't usually take me long to, usually shake that stuff off. But just watching that level of cruelty, I think for anyone can be tough. Because it is just plain malice. It's just pure evil. It's pure. It is the intention of doing harm. No upside, no benefit, nothing productive from it. You're just looking to incite and agitate. You're looking to ignite something, and you're willing to go to the depths of hell itself to do it. You're willing to take one of the most wholesome moments I've seen in a while and drag it down to your level, which is the bowels of hell. And my response is, you people watching this, you don't hate the media enough. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.